What up, YouTube? It's your boy Rob, and that's not a stuffed animal, that's my dog on the couch. Perfect timing. I'm thinking it's time to stop saying that because it's a greeting that gets memed a lot. Anyway, I think it's a long time that I made a video on one of my favorite topics, One Piece. Today, I wanted to put in my vote on who I think joins the Straw Hats next. Will it be our bunny waifu, the divine Oni, dude sis, or a child? So let's start with oTama. No. Moving on to Yamato. Okay. Seriously, Tama. While useful somewhat, she'd be out of place in the Straw Hat crew. The only logic for her to join would be her connection to Ace, but even now it's pretty much based off of her love and appreciation of him, and not so much to fulfill a dream. There's no real will or obligation there. Besides that, we're not even sure if she can actually have an effect on Zoan types. She's just not ready to be a combatant on the ship. She'd end up being more of a liability on the ship and not so much an asset compared to the other Straw Hats. I could see Usopp being a lot more brave with her on board, like him having to actually show his courage because Tama got taken. But that seems kind of like a weak reason to get her aboard the ship. I could see her using her Kunoichi skills to simply just sneak aboard the ship, similar to how Carrot did, but Carrot did that. So yeah, personally, I don't see her actually joining the crew. Sorry, Tama. Moving on to Yamato, another fan favorite to join the crew. So Yamato is quite powerful and has already asked Luffy to join the crew. But even in that instance, Luffy showed a bit of annoyance that Yamato was trying to emulate Oden and didn't really have their own path. Furthermore, Yamato just seems way too strong to join the crew. Like, the fact that Yamato went toe-to-toe with Kaido and didn't immediately lose makes me think that if Yamato joined the crew, the power dynamic of the crew itself would be shifted. We all know that Luffy doesn't really care about having power on his crew. It's more about the passion of the person joining. And although Yamato seems passionate, I think it's for the wrong reasons. And I think that Luffy thinks the same thing. What real job would Yamato have on the ship? Many people seem to think that Yamato will be the person writing the story of the Straw Hats, but I think that that's already been happening. It's probably either Nami or Robin writing this story already. So if Yamato were to join the ship, they'd probably just be like a stowaway or like a visitor. So to me, it doesn't really fit that well. My main reason for why I think Yamato won't actually be joining the crew has to do with the needs of Wano. So when Kaido and the Beast Pirates get defeated, there's going to be a big power vacuum created in Wano. One that Momonosuke and Hiyori will not be able to fill. Not immediately, anyways. I imagine that once the Beast Pirates are defeated, they're going to need Yamato to stay behind on Wano to defend. Yamato's really powerful, and I can even see Yamato picking up the remnants of the Beast Pirates to help protect Wano. I think what's more likely to happen is that Yamato becomes the daimyo of Kuri, which actually follows in line with Oden. Since Yamato wants to embody the spirit and will of Oden, when you realize the actual goal that Oden had, it wasn't to go out to sea. It was to protect what he cared about most, which was his family and the people of Wano. That's why he danced every day in the square and made a fool of himself. That's why he held them up and died, protecting his friends, his retainers, the ones that he cared about most. It wasn't about going out to sea. At that point, he was looking for something, but eventually he found it, and when he found it, he came back to Wano. So that makes me think that Yamato will end up in Wano and not aboard the Straw Hat ship. Moving on to Carrot, another likely candidate to join the crew. Honestly, I think this is a great case for Carrot. So, she already announced early on her dream, and it's simply to explore the seas. Now, one could argue that that's already been accomplished by going to Whole Cake Island. However, I think that she wants more exploration than that. Besides that, the obvious role that she'd fill on the ship would be Lookout, which she's already been doing. In most situations, she's quite sharp and she proves it. Another reason why I think she'll join has to do with the will of Pedro. So Pedro wanted to be on the pirate ship of the Pirate King, and well, Carrot's on the pirate ship of the future Pirate King. It all kind of just syncs up very well. Besides that, her combat skills are quite comparable to the crew itself. It wouldn't disrupt the balance, and she still has some growing to do. It's been said in the story that she hasn't actually mastered her Sulong form, and she gets a little wild when she gets into it, which means there's growth that needs to happen. I could also see her learning some sort of hockey, and there's this hope in the back of my mind that she can teach how to do the electro thing to Chopper, which would actually give him a power boost, which he actually really, really needs in terms of fighting prowess. All in all, I think if anyone were to join the crew, it'd be Carrot, and she'd make an excellent member. I also think that you'd make an excellent member of my fleet, so subscribe to me on YouTube. Until next time, thanks for watching. Stay fresh, people.